Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to go over something that a lot of you guys were asking. What do avoidants think when you are broken up or in no contact or minimal contact? Now, before we get into the video, I want to put a couple disclaimers. Now, if you don't want to hear it, I would say skip like 2 or 3 minutes ahead, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the disclaimers or my thoughts. A lot of you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of no contact, and I'll explain my perception of no contact because I might be wrong. What I think a lot of people believe is that no contact is the best way for an avoidant partner to know that they love you or something like that. Or it's the best option it's the best option in general to be with an avoidant. And I respectfully disagree with that. Of course, I'm a therapist, so I don't see that type of dynamic. What I believe is that if your relationship is so broken to which you need to not speak in order for it to work, to me, that shows me the relationship is not much of a relationship, or it's in a situation to which there's not much variables keeping it together. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it's better to communicate what you're feeling. And I think no contact is an easy way to just not deal with the issues and hope they work out themselves. It's a lot easier in some ways than actually communicating, putting yourself in a vulnerable situation and trying to fix things. I understand if your partner like blocked you or your ex or whatever, that's different. I get that. Or they told you not to talk to them. That I understand. However, if it's a situation where you're trying to create this situation of no contact to see that they'll miss you, it might work, but a lot of times it's going to create a disturbance in themselves and you, to which that relationship, if it does come back, it's not going to be as healthy as maybe it could be most of the time. I could be wrong. That's my experience as a therapist. And so I probably, I have a lot of bias, right? A lot of the patients I see or the couples I see, a lot of them, one of them is dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant, or both of them are avoidant. But a lot of times they have some awareness or they want to change a little bit because then why are they seeing me, right? So I get that dynamic. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I do see couples that break up and they get back together. It happens. It happens very often. And the way I see no contact work in that particular moment is it usually, if they're not contacting each other for like a day or two, this is helpful. Now, that is when these thoughts happen. Usually when avoidants really do care about you, depending on who they are and how far they are in the healing journey, but also how long you guys were together, they don't need like a year to know that they value you. It usually takes like a day, right? I have some couples where they break up. Let's say I'm seeing them 2 times a week. Let's say I see them Monday and Wednesday or Monday and Friday. Let's just say that's how I'm seeing them, because let's say it's a severe case, whatever it is. And on Monday, they broke up in session. And yes, that happens. I see couples break up in session. And then they go a couple days without talking to each other or talking to each other, very minimal. And then they email me and say, can I see you this day? We want to see how we can make it work, or we want to see how making it as friends. Let's say that's the thing. And they talk in session on Friday and they decide, you know what, let's get back together. Okay. So they were no contact or minimal contact for just a couple days. And they both realized, I think I'd rather be with you. I made a mistake. We acted rashly. Okay. And so that does happen, but I don't feel like if the relationship is overall developed, you don't need like 20 years or whatever. Sorry, an exaggeration. You don't need like 6 years for no contact to work, or even 6 months. Usually it can be quicker depending on the connection of the relationship. However, I think no contact can work for some cases. So we're going to talk about that. Let's go ahead and jump right in. That beginning was very long. I didn't expect that. Sorry. Sometimes when they're thinking during no contact is, I don't want to disturb my ex. Okay. They don't reach out because they don't want to disturb you. If this is the case, you might see that they're watching your stories. They might be communicating in some other ways, or they might be talking about you to other people, but they just don't want to disturb you. Possibly because the breakup was very painful, or you were very maybe emotional during the relationship normally, like it's normal, or they felt like they couldn't give you what you want. And so they feel like, I don't want to disturb you because you were very upset at me. Maybe you were really angry. Maybe you called them names. And so they're like, I really hurt this person. I don't want to hurt them. And so they don't want to disturb you, okay? The next way that avoidance might feel during no contact, this is even more particular if you guys have been no contact for like months. They might say, if we were meant to be, we would have been able to figure it out already. The fact that we haven't figured it out seems like maybe it wasn't worth it. But sometimes they might think something else, and that's the third point. They might say, did I make a mistake? Did I hurt my partner? Did I do something that caused this? If I had changed, would I have been able to save this relationship? The fourth one is they might think something along the lines of, are they happier without me? A lot of times avoidance, when they think you're happier without them, it's two sides. One version is, are they happier without me? Does that mean they never love me? Right? And that could make them feel like, I wish we could get back together. I want to connect, right? But the other side is, are they happier without me? Does that mean that I was the problem? Like it's good that we're no longer together because they're fine without me. I was the dead weight in their life, right? And so they take things in a negative spin. However, regardless, there are definitely moments, and a lot of you guys know this, where an avoidant might think, should I reach out? It's been X amount of days, whatever it is. Should I reach out? Should I connect? Should I apologize? Should I bring back this relationship so that I can reconnect with this person? And a lot of times avoidants might think this way, but they might not actually do the action. But you might see hints in various forms. But also you might have a moment where they reach out a little bit and then they pull back. And for you, that can be very confusing because you are wondering, why did they reach out just subtly and then they're not responding again? And you might think, are they using me? Are they just checking up on me to see if I'm still interested? That is not what's happening typically, especially if it's a fearful avoidant. They had that emotion, but then they were ashamed of it. And now they're like, oh, I'm humiliated that I did this. I'm going to be rejected. Let me pull back. That was, silly of me. Right now, if it's a dismissive avoidant, they might feel like, I don't want to show how I really feel because I don't want to disturb them. That's wrong of me. I deserve to deal with my own feelings. I miss them, but that doesn't mean it's, they have to make me feel better. I'm independent. I'm by myself. They shouldn't have to resolve my miss. And so this is usually the reason. It's not because they're trying to see, this person is still interested in me. Let me test that. A lot of people are not that malicious, okay? The next one, they might feel like, I wish we never broke up. They might feel, why did we break up? Did we have to break up? Could we have worked this out without breaking up? Was I too rash? Should we have done something to create a better solution for this relationship? Stay together. A lot of times anybody in a relationship, like after a relationship, might feel this way. Regardless of if it was meant to be or working out or not, most people might think this way, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is over or it's not, but it's a common thought that most people have when they process a relationship breakup. And the very last one is usually when dismissive avoidance or anybody is starting to move on. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this one, but people do move on. And this is just a reality of life. Even if they loved you, if you guys are not making it work and no one's reaching out, whatever it may be, sometimes what happens is they just learn to live without you. Whether it's they want you back or whether they don't, whatever it is. But sometimes the thought is, I think I'll be fine without them, right? Now, this doesn't mean that the relationship is over, that you guys can never get back together. But I think a lot of times when you look at these videos or breakup videos or whatever it is, they try to make it seem like the other person is miserable without you or you're miserable and they don't care. I don't think it's black and white. They'll have plenty of different types of thoughts and you will too. I can't predict if you guys are going to get back together or not. And I could be wrong in a lot of different ways, and I could be right in a lot of different ways. I just wanted to give you a video based on some perspectives and dynamics that I see. And so let's summarize and then we'll wrap it up. The first thought they might have is, I don't want to disturb my ex. The second one is, if we were meant to be, we would have been able to figure it out. The third one is, did I make a mistake? The fourth one is, are they happier without me? The fifth one is, should I reach out? The sixth one is, I wish that we never broke up. And the seventh one is, I think I'll be fine without them. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.